Taurus, there is someone or something that is going to leave your life very soon, and there is nothing you can do to stop it. This goodbye has already been decided on levels that transcend your conscious will, your fears, and your need to control situations. As you watch this video, the events that will lead to this separation are already in motion, approaching you like an inevitable wave that cannot be stopped, only accepted. I'm not talking about something that could happen. I'm talking about something that will happen. The difference is crucial because when you understand that certain changes are inevitable, you stop wasting energy trying to avoid them and start preparing for what comes next. And what comes after this goodbye, Taurus, will transform your life in ways you can't even imagine right now. Have you felt something shifting lately? A growing uneasiness, as if you intuitively know that something important is coming to an end? This feeling is not paranoia or pessimism. It is your inner wisdom warning you to prepare yourself emotionally for a transition that will free you from something that has been limiting your growth for a long time. The universe is literally forcing a separation that you would never have the courage to make on your own. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what this goodbye represents, why it's necessary for your evolution, and how you can navigate this process so that you emerge stronger rather than devastated. Because the truth is, not all goodbyes are losses. Some are liberations in disguise, and this one coming your way is exactly that, a liberation you've been needing for years but have never been able to achieve on your own. Are you ready to discover that sometimes we lose things not because we're being punished, but because we're being prepared for something much greater? Taurus, throughout your life, you have developed a very specific pattern to cling to people, situations, and environments even when they no longer serve you. Your nature seeks security through permanent stability and predictability. You prefer a known, limited situation to an unknown, expansive possibility. And the universe has respected this for a long time, allowing you to maintain these connections even when they have become burdensome, draining, or simply incompatible with who you are becoming. But the time has come when that permission has been withdrawn. The cosmos has decided that you have grown enough, learned enough, become strong enough to handle what is coming. And what is coming is a mandatory goodbye, not a choice, not a negotiation, not a gradual dissolution that you can control. A final, clear, inevitable goodbye. And here's what might shock you. You'll feel relief. Deep down inside, you'll feel such a deep relief that you might even be shocked by your own reaction. Because finally, something or someone who has been draining your energy without giving you anything in return will be removed from your life without you having to feel guilty about causing this separation. The universe is doing for you what you didn't have the courage to do for yourself. Regardless of where you were born within your sign, all Taurians will experience one thing in common: the sense that something that seemed permanent was actually temporary from the start. And with this realization comes a deeper understanding of the nature of life. That true security comes not from clinging to what you know, but from trusting in your ability to adapt and thrive in new circumstances. Are you ready to discover that you are much stronger and more resilient than you imagined? The reason this goodbye is inevitable has to do with your process of spiritual evolution. There are phases of life where we grow through stability, building foundations, developing skills, creating structures. And there are phases where we grow through movement, letting go of what no longer serves us, exploring new territories, expanding our comfort zone. You are entering a phase of growth through movement, and this requires you to free yourself from everything that keeps you stagnant. The universe has identified that there is something in your life that acts as an anchor, keeping you stuck in a level of experience that you have outgrown. It could be a person who sees you only as you were in the past and resists recognizing who you are becoming. It could be an environment that rewards the small version of you and punishes the expanded version of you. It could be a commitment you made at a time when your priorities were completely different. Whatever it is, this element is blocking your access to opportunities, experiences, and versions of yourself that are waiting to manifest. And since you have a natural tendency to prioritize harmony and stability over growth, you would be unlikely to take the initiative to make this separation on your own. That's why it's being done to you. It's a gift disguised as a loss. That goodbye is coming. Conversations that get more tense. Situations that become more uncomfortable. Commitments that start to feel like heavy burdens. Don't try to fix these dynamics. Don't waste your energy trying to save something that the universe itself is dissolving. Instead, use this time to prepare yourself emotionally for the freedom that is coming. Because that's what will happen after you say goodbye. A sense of freedom that you forgot was possible. Mental space that will be filled with creative ideas. Emotional energy that will be directed toward projects and people that truly nurture your growth. Time that will be invested in experiences that expand your perspective instead of confirming your limitations. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you no longer had to carry weight that wasn't yours to carry? Taurus. One of the most powerful things that will happen during this process is that you will learn the difference between attachment and true love. Attachment is when you hold on to something out of fear of losing it, even when that thing is no longer contributing positively to your life. True love is when you allow things to flow naturally, including allowing things to leave your life when that is in the highest good of all involved. The upcoming goodbye will teach you this difference in a visceral, experiential way. You will realize that much of what you thought was love was actually fear in disguise. Fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of discovering that you can live well without certain things that you have always considered essential. And when this fear is removed through the actual experience of separation, you will access a much braver and more authentic version of yourself. This braver version of you will make decisions that the fearful version never would have dared to make. You will pursue opportunities that once seemed too risky. You will express needs that you previously kept hidden so as not to upset anyone. You will set boundaries that protect your energy and well-being. You will finally live in a way that honors who you really are, rather than who you think you should be to keep everyone else comfortable. The timing of this goodbye is not random. It is happening now because you have reached a point in your journey where you have the strength to deal with the loss and the wisdom to recognize the gift it represents. A few years ago, this same separation would have devastated you. Today, it will set you free. The difference is your level of emotional and spiritual maturity. During the process of saying goodbye, you may experience a confusing mix of emotions. Sadness about the loss, relief about freedom, anxiety about the future, excitement about possibilities. All of these emotions are valid and natural. Don't try to suppress or rationalize them. Allow yourself to feel them fully, because each emotion carries important information about different aspects of this transition. Sadness honors what was good about the situation that's ending. Relief acknowledges the weight you've been carrying without realizing it. Anxiety reflects your natural concern about change, especially as a Taurus. And excitement comes from your soul, celebrating the expansion that becomes possible when you're no longer limited by dynamics that don't serve your growth. One thing that may surprise you is how quickly you adapt to your new reality after the goodbye has happened. Taurians have a reputation for having difficulty with change, but the truth is that you are extremely adaptable when the change has already happened and there is nothing left to be done about it. It is the anticipation and resistance that causes suffering, not the change itself. Once you accept that goodbye is inevitable and stop fighting it, your energy will naturally redirect itself toward creating a new life structure that works best for who you are becoming now. You will discover inner resources you didn't know you had. You will develop skills that were dormant. You will connect with people who were off your radar while your attention was completely absorbed by the situation that is coming to an end. The universe is already preparing what comes after goodbye. Opportunities that make more sense for your new level of consciousness. Relationships that honor your authenticity instead of demanding that you diminish yourself. Environments that celebrate your unique talents instead of trying to mold you into a standard shape. Projects that challenge you to grow instead of confirming your current limitations. But to access these new possibilities, you must first create space in your life. And this space can only be created by releasing what no longer serves you. The inevitable goodbye is literally the key that unlocks the door to the next level of your human experience. That's why it's so necessary, even if it's painful. Taurus, during this time of transition, be especially gentle with yourself. Recognize that going through a significant separation, even when it is necessary and beneficial in the long run, is a process that demands emotional energy. Don't demand of yourself the same productivity and drive that you have during stable periods. Allow yourself moments of introspection, of processing, of simply being with your emotions without having to do anything with them. Also, be patient with the time it takes for new possibilities to fully manifest in your life. Between goodbye and the arrival of the new, there is always a period of empty space, a limbo where you no longer have the old, but you don't yet have the new. This period can be uncomfortable for your Taurian nature, which prefers gradual, predictable transitions. But it is precisely in this emptiness that the magic happens, where your intuition can guide you without the distractions of the familiar. Use this time of emptiness to reconnect with yourself in ways that may not have been possible when your energy was divided or directed toward maintaining dynamics that did not nourish you. Rediscover hobbies that you abandoned, interests that you neglected, aspects of your personality that you kept hidden. It is as if saying goodbye creates space not only in your external life, but also in your internal life, allowing dormant parts of yourself to awaken and express themselves. What moves me deeply about your journey is that this inevitable goodbye will teach you something that no amount of artificial reassurance could, that you are fundamentally whole and capable, regardless of external circumstances, that your inner peace does not depend on controlling people and situations, but on trusting in your ability to navigate whatever changes life presents. This lesson will completely transform your relationship with uncertainty. Instead of seeing it as a threat, you will begin to see it as a space of infinite possibilities. Instead of trying to eliminate all risk from your life, you will learn to take calculated risks that lead to growth. Instead of always prioritizing stability over everything else, you will discover how to create internal stability that allows you to embrace external changes with confidence. Some people around you may not understand the transformation you will undergo after this goodbye. They may try to convince you that you are making a mistake by not fighting harder to save the situation that is ending. They may express concern that you are becoming different or unrecognizable. These reactions say more about their own fears and limitations than about you. Stay true to what your deepest intuition is telling you about this transition. Your soul knows what is best for your evolution, even when your conscious mind is still trying to fully understand what is happening. Trust the process, even when, especially when, you can't clearly see where it is taking you. Over the next few weeks, pay special attention to signs that goodbye is approaching. These could be conversations that become increasingly difficult, situations that become inherently untenable, new opportunities that require you to let go of old commitments in order to take advantage of them, changes in your priorities that make certain relationships or situations irrelevant. Don't try to stop these signs or reverse the direction events are taking. Instead, use them as opportunities to practice conscious detachment. Start letting go emotionally before the physical separation even happens. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent, but rather recognizing that you can love and value something even though you know it no longer has a place in your life. Inevitable goodbye will also teach you about natural cycles. Just as in nature, Where trees must shed old leaves so new ones can grow, your life goes through cycles of expansion and contraction, arrival and departure, construction and release. Resisting these cycles is like trying to stop the seasons from changing, possible for a while, but eventually resulting in stagnation and imbalance. When you align your life with these natural rhythms instead of fighting them, everything flows much more easily. You stop wasting energy trying to maintain dynamics that have already served their purpose and start investing that energy in creating the conditions for new cycles to flourish. It is a much wiser and more efficient way to live. Taurus, one of the biggest transformations that will happen after this goodbye is in your relationship with your own worth. You will discover that you don't need to sacrifice or diminish yourself to keep people or situations in your life. You will realize that healthy relationships and environments not only tolerate your authenticity, but celebrate and nurture it. This discovery will revolutionize your future choices. You will begin to evaluate opportunities, relationships, and situations based on how they honor and expand who you truly are, rather than simply seeking security or stability at any cost. You will develop much more sophisticated criteria for deciding where to invest your energy and attention. And perhaps most importantly, you will learn to trust in the abundance of the universe instead of operating from scarcity. You will understand viscerally that when you let go of something that is no longer serving your highest good, the cosmos always brings something better to fill that space. Not immediately, not necessarily in the way you expect, but always in a way that serves your evolution. The inevitable goodbye that is coming is not a punishment or a random loss. It is a carefully orchestrated gift from your higher self, which knows exactly what you need to grow, even when your conscious personality would prefer to keep things as they are. It is a demonstration of how much the universe trusts in your ability to not only survive this change, but to thrive through it. When this goodbye finally happens, remember that it marks not the end of something, but the beginning of a new phase of your life, where you have full permission to be who you truly are, without excuses or diminishment. A phase where your energy goes to people and projects that truly deserve and value what you have to offer. A phase where you will discover possibilities for your life that you never knew existed. Share in the comments if you've noticed signs that something important is coming to an end, even if you don't know exactly what it is yet. Your experiences may help other Taurians recognize and prepare for their own inevitable transitions. Subscribe to the channel now, because what happens after this inevitable goodbye will open up a world of new possibilities that you will need to learn to navigate. I will share specific guidance on how to make the most of the transition period, how to recognize the opportunities that arise after important releases, how to build a new life on even more solid foundations than the last. Remember, some goodbyes aren't endings. They're beginnings in disguise, and what's beginning for you will be far better than anything you're missing out on. Trust the process, even when, especially when, it challenges your need to control the outcome. Your soul already knows exactly where all of this is taking you.